Hello, viewers. I brewed red yeast rice wine 3 ways, and this is the conclusion of that project. I want to remind my viewers that I have many videos on my channel. I have a new rice wine video every Thursday. My focus is rustic Asian rice wine, and I have recipes, tastings, discussions. I brew a lot of makgeolli, but I've also brewed Huangzhou and Doboroku. I have 5 years of videos, and I have a new video every week, so that's more than 250 videos. So I hope you find something you like on my channel, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments. If you like this video, please click that like button, click the bell to be notified, and please share this video wherever it is appropriate. I appreciate your help in spreading the word about rustic Asian rice wine. And for details on equipment and ingredients, please see the description. So let's recap. I'm brewing red yeast rice wine in 3 ways. My 3 recipes, A, B, and C. A and B are single stage, C is 2 stages. I'm using powdered red yeast rice in recipe B. In the other recipes, I'm using whole red yeast rice. And I've added a yeast ball to recipes A and C. So those are the 3 recipes. Now it's day 3. Day 3 since I started brewing recipe C. I started A and B since they're only single stage 2 days later. I'm using the top of the fridge for photographs here, but not for brewing. The top of the fridge, the temperature is too warm and is too variable. So that's what it looks like just starting out here. See one problem. A and B are not mixed up enough. So let's fix the poor mixing in A and B. So here I am mixing up A. I sort of wanted it to soften a bit before I mixed it. Right at the beginning, it's not soft at all, and it's really difficult to mix without breaking the rice, and that would be bad. Okay, so I mixed up A a little better, and now I'm mixing up B. Now, one thing I'm doing a little bit differently here is that this is the last time that I'm going to mix. I'm not going to, from here on, I will not stir these brews. So here's day 4, day 5, and we're just going to watch it ferment. This is going to be, from now on, it's a hands-off recipe. I have a gap of 5 days here because power outage, and it was too dark in the basement to take the proper video. From the beginning of this project, I was worried that my red yeast rice was too old. I wanted to make good use of it. I didn't want it to go to waste, but I was worried that it was too old and it wouldn't brew properly. Now, I am seeing liquid in all of these jars, so that's good. I do know it's fermenting. I did listen to them, but I'm not stirring them, and most of the time I'm not opening them either. I'm just leaving them alone. And I just put them on top of the fridge for their video every day. Let's observe the liquid in each of them. I am going to slosh it around a bit so we can see how much liquid there is. So a fair amount in A, a little less in B for some reason. And C has some liquid. It had liquid early on, but not a lot. Okay. So while it's already been 27 days or 29 days, how long should I let this ferment? Especially since I'm not stirring it, I want to give it a lot of time. I want to give it enough time to convert the starch to sugar, to convert the sugar to alcohol, without me stirring it, and the temperature is relatively cool. So I'm going to give it a lot of time. But I am worried that this is not going to work out because, looking at it, not a lot is changing. just looking at it, is this working? This isn't some fast-acting, rapid bubbling fermentation. This is slow. Day 51, I do think this is enough. I'm going to filter and bottle it today. So 51 days is enough for me, but I am anxious about how this is going to turn out. Don't know what quality these brews are going to have. So here's A close-up, B close-up, and C close-up. Okay, so I'm going to boil my filter bag here, and let's look at the top of A and stir it. And there's still a lot of rice grains in there. So pour the whole thing into my filter bag and shake it a bit, get all that out. And then I'm going to squeeze it, get as much liquid as I can out. Not too bad to squeeze out here. But the remnants, the leftovers here, it's 562 grams. That's a lot. So that's not great. Let's see how much rice wine we get. So about 1.5 liters here. Okay, so that's A. So I'm going to boil the filter bag again. I'm using the same filter bag, and let's filter B. So B had the powdered red yeast rice, but it did not have the additional yeast ball. Just trying to make some small changes, see if I can improve my recipe. Okay, and this time I got 608 grams of these. This is a little wetter, so that's not good either. I still ended up with about 1.5 liters of rice wine. So I had to boil the filter bag again for C, and going to stir C, and there's a lot of rice grains in there. It's not very liquid. Okay, so pour the whole thing out into my filter bag again and try to squeeze it out. And this is a lot more difficult than the first two. It's just really thick and sticky in there. It's not coming out, and when I squeeze it, just sort of a paste comes out. This is not, the residue is quite wet. The rice wine I got out is thick, and I got less than 1 liter. That didn't, okay, so that's bad. That didn't work out. But here are the, here's the 5 bottles I got. 2 for A, 2 for B, and 1 for C. Take a close look at them. Right now they're just starting to settle, and there's a lot of sediment in there. So I am going to taste it right now and just give a snap judgment of the flavor of A, B, and C. Here's my snap judgment of A. Here's my snap judgment of B. Here's my snap judgment of C. Okay, but 3 days later, it'll have settled. I'm going to taste it again and give you all the details. You know, maybe my red yeast rice is old, but A, with the red yeast rice and the yeast ball, is the best. The taste is spot on and has the right amount of sweetness. B is too dry, and C failed somehow. I don't know the right way to do multiple stage Chinese rice wine. So let's get into the tasting. Hello, it's been 3 days and it's time for a tasting. So let's see how things have settled. Here's A and here's B. Both of them have settled well. It looks like B has settled a little more. So these two look good. And here's C. It has barely settled at all. It was very difficult to filter, and this is not a good sign. This means something went wrong. I'm going to pour all 3 of these and taste. All right, so here's A. The aroma is definitely the red yeast rice. It is yeasty and has a spicy kind of smell. Okay, and this does have a fair amount of sweetness, a little bit tart, and you really taste the red yeast rice. It's hard to describe, but it sort of has a black pepper or cinnamon type effect on the tongue. So it's an interesting flavor. I think when it's fresh like this, it has more of a vegetable-y flavor to it. But that should get better with time. Okay, so that's A. Okay, B is a lot drier. The red yeast rice flavor still is the same, but A is nice and sweet, and B is particularly dry. In terms of alcohol, they seem pretty similar. Yeah, but B is just a lot more dry. So B might have more alcohol, or it could just be an effect of, now what the difference between these two recipes, A had the additional yeast ball and B powdered the red yeast rice. So that obviously affected the balance of flavor a lot, and A ended up with a lot more residual sugar. Very interesting effect. I think I learned a lot by doing this experiment. It's also interesting that the basic recipe turned out the best. The one that I changed the least, that recipe worked out the best, and my variations just did not improve the flavor. Again, we'll see how these age, and hopefully that vegetable flavor will dissipate. It'll be less yeasty as it settles more completely. This is not particularly clear yet, and I do expect it to become more clear in the fridge. Okay, now what you've been waiting for, jar C. How did this recipe turn out? It smells a little powdery, sort of a strange effect, but it smells a bit gritty. Okay, it has sweetness, but maybe some starchiness as well. I think that's the thing that keeps this from settling, is the amount of starch in suspension. This is not a really good texture. The taste is okay. Actually, the flavor is better than when I tried it immediately after bottling. It also maybe that had more sediment in it. And I'm not going to get much liquid out of this brew. So if the sediment tastes bad, that's very unfortunate because it's not settling. Okay, so all I can say is that I did not know what I was doing. I did not know how to do the two-stage brew properly. So I made this up, and it turns out it wasn't the right thing to do. So if I want to make a multi-stage Chinese rice wine, I'm going to have to try something different. Of course, there's a lot more to learn about brewing red yeast rice wine, and I hope I learned a couple of new things today. This will just give me maybe some pointers for how to do things better next time. And there's a lot more experiments to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any comments or questions, and thank you for watching.